This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. You can text our show on 8 12 15. Follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio. Email the show via the Absolute Radio website. I think we're on Snapchat.
Are we? Why not? We should be, Frank.
Goozabuggy. We're on Goozabuggy.
Are we on Bumble?
We're on Boogaloo.
Are we on Bumble? That's a dating app.
We're on... I think we're on Deliveroo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can get us on. You have to send the 7-second MPEG.
I might know the cherry.
On that. On Deliveroo. And that's all the ways of contacting us.
Oh, never mind that.
Said all that, there's a pigeon just landing on the windowsill.
Never mind that, Frank. You left something. I mean, don't be all Nora normal about this. You left the studio last week. You left things on something of a cliffhanger.
Yes.
1 minute you were there.
We took over.
Yeah. And
yes.
He was gone.
It's true.
Like Kaiser Soze.
Yes, I was... I, of course, who are... I think it's fair to say I'm usually in charge of the show. Suddenly I'd gone and... Alan and Emily were in charge. It made me think of I mean, it wasn't my whole family, it was just me this time. I like to think there was some arguing out between the revolutionaries.
Well, it was fine, but we have had a number of our readers texting in with suggestions as to where you might have been.
Oh, okay.
I mean, hopefully you'll enlighten us at some point.
Well, no, I will, but I'd
Would you like to hear some of these suggestions?
Oh, yes.
OK, Clive Silas tweeted us.
I mean, it shows how people picture me, I suppose, as much as anything else. What did Clive Silas have to say?
He said quarter ferry to Belgium. Hashtag Stephen Fry.
Oh, yes. Of course, when Stephen Fry disappeared. What's the play called?
Cellmates with Rick Mail.
Yeah.
And I think his public statement was, I've been a silly old fool.
Yeah? That's cleared that up. That's a very good reference, so congratulations. What was he called?
He's called Clive Silas, one of our regulars.
Clive Silas.
Someone else's guest.
I said on this occasion, Silas is golden.
Very good. Somebody else's guest, he does love a zoo escapade. Has he gone to combine with the monkey again? I think that's a reference to that lingering stare that you had with that monkey.
That was Monkey World in Dorset.
Yeah.
In Dorset? You recommend it very highly.
I do actually recommend Monkey World. It's great.
Well, at least you can find it. Unlike, what is it, the Lizard Sanctuary or whatever you went to.
Yeah, but when what was that? The Cotswolds Reptile Park.
Yeah.
But when I
still looking,
I never found that.
No.
But one thing about Monkey World is the monkeys. They're not exactly in cages.
Oh, right.
They're in...
Oh, really?
You occasionally see one in a tree and stuff like that.
They roam free.
And as Lucy Pinder once said to me, I've heard they're a bit dangerous. So, it's... I mean, it's good, because they've had hard times, the monkeys there.
PK suggested, I assumed the creeks had risen.
Ah, this is all... I mean, they've done their homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PK.
Simon Oak said, I assumed the doctor had arrived looking for a new assistant.
You'd be gone, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I would be gone. Fair enough. Do you know what? I got a bit... this doesn't happen to me very often. I got a bit stressed about work yesterday, and I was feeling a bit...
Is this the entirely appropriate forum to be discussing this in?
This is like where Tony Blackburn started talking about his marriage. But I put on... I was in the... You know, you have a shower in the morning to try and just get that out of you when you feel like that.
Right.
And then I put...
well, that's not why I shower in the morning, but
if I stayed in a bit longer to get the stress out of me...
They recommend a shower is a good thing to do, apparently, if you are having stress.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
so anyway, I put
sobbing in the shower. Okay, let's back to there.
I put on a Doctor Who, First Doctor, William Hartnell T-shirt, and suddenly I felt fine.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Is there a ice cream van coming up the stairs? I can hear in the distance. It's sort of strange. Yeah, that's all right. Maybe they can't hear it at home. That's annoying. If you can hear it, and then the crowd can't.
Al, what about Joe Collick Cramp, who assumed you'd had a flashback to the ballet link and passed out?
Oh, the ballet link.
Well,
for new people listening, I once did a link about ballet, which has become legendarily bad. Is legendarily a word?
Yeah.
I mean, even at the time, halfway through it, I knew I was writing show history.
Well, I've got an email about that I would like to bring to your
What you
attention.
talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Dear Frank,
No, I said, what you... Go on, carry on. I won't risk it twice.
It's an email titled Too Tough on Yourself. Dear Frank, I have been a short-term reader for some time now. I say this because although I've only been reading your show for a year, I've been catching up on the case history between current editions every day on my drive to and from work.
Goodness.
This week I downloaded my week's reading material, and lo and behold I see that the now infamous Ballet Link episode would be heard by around Friday, according to my estimations. I'd heard this link referred to many times in the later editions and was eager to finally listen to the dreadful affair, always remembered with such low affection by yourself. Well, I was disappointed, to say the least. I found it to be interesting and entertaining.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
no.
He says, I think you've been very hard on yourself, Mr. Skinner. The best thing about it was a quick and vicious attack on Alan about how he would have enjoyed it because you hadn't been funny. I remember you getting quite vicious.
Oh, no,
I can't
did
imagine that.
That's what I'm like when I feel it going wrong.
He says, quite gittish and fantastic. Must try less hard, Frank. Anyway, keep up the good work. Praise kept in brain.
Thanks very much. I probably stormed it at the Brits.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
778 has texted, Good morning, Frank, Emily and Alan. I'm up on time this week, so won't miss it if you guys are funny.
Okay. Well, yes, all right, you got...
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yep. Still got everything to play for.
Well, you know, we're on our way there, I think.
Well, Frank, to quote one of your favourite phrases, no pressure.
Hey.
Terrible people.
I was in a mini cab leaving the scene last week, listening to you guys on the radio.
Yeah.
I did wonder, because you did say the first thing I'm going to do is ask the cab to put on Absolute, but then you never texted us or anything.
Yeah.
No.
Just nothing.
Ask the cab. It's got Knight Rider. There's a man in there.
One
No, I
minute
did
he was
say-
here, the next minute he was gone.
I did say, can you put Absolute on? And he was confused, but we found it. And I was going along listening to it. They only ever listen to Magic and LBC, London Drivers.
Yes, they do.
That's it. So they were... I could hear you guys saying, well, where's he gone? And all this sort of stuff. And this guy, obviously, he's got my name on his ticket. And I thought... Has he worked out that this is me and this is why I put it on? You know those scenes in films when there's somebody on the run and they're put into a gas station?
Oh, yeah.
And they go inside and they're talking to the guy, and over the guy's shoulder, the guy who runs the gas station, they can see a muted television screen, and suddenly they come up on the news.
And they have to exit.
Yeah, and they think, oh, God, I wonder if anyone's seen this. It was like that. I was thinking, that I was on the run and this guy might say, hold on a minute.
Did he join the dots? Did he get
No, I don't think he did, actually.
Well, can I just say, I thought it was rather elegant, because I believe they refer to that as a French goodbye,
Do they?
the swift exit.
Do they really? I've
Yes.
never heard of that before. But
That's what it's called, if you just leave. It's a form of ghosting, really.
What's ghosting?
Oh, we'll have
Isn't
to
that
talk.
what Martin Peters used to do on Free Kicks?
Ghosting is when you just disappear out of someone's life.
Is that right?
Yes, it's called ghosting. So you don't explain yourself, you just leave.
Oh, well, we've all had that.
But you did a French goodbye, and I liked it.
Yeah, and then, I tell you what, this is slightly tragic, but I was chipping in the odd one-liner in the cab.
Nice.
Oh, how tragic.
Just on my own.
Do you want us to redo the last hour of last week?
No, you did a sterling job.
Chipping your funnies.
I'm just saying,
Guess what? He's got notes for us.
There's always room for embroidery.
Oh.
No, you did a fabulous job. Thank you so much.
Well, never mind that. Where were you?
Well, I was at a performance called
Oh dear, what?
Around the
Raymond
World.
Review, but
Yeah.
that kind of
Does that still
performance.
exist?
Yes, I believe so.
Fantastic. I'm so glad. Who goes there? I just don't know. I went past Stringfellows the other day and I thought, who goes there?
Yeah.
I suppose this bloke's saying, hey, you with the sun. Oh, dear. I mean...
Anyway,
Yeah. don't, I mean, I'm not putting down anyone's business. Let's face it, after Emily finished off Clinton cards with a few choice remarks.
I felt terrible. I passed by a branch this week and I sent Frank a picture because I felt so bad.
It's just boarded up.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's finished it off. There's been a run on it.
Oh dear.
Once they lose confidence, that's the end of that. So I went to see my 4.5-year-old child in Around the World, which is Around the World in 80 days. But such is the state of numeracy now in this country, they have to drop that bit.
Yeah.
I think I've seen him practising this. Did he show me his moves not long ago? He does.
I'll tell you something. Well, I'll come to this in a minute, but the boy can dance. I think I feel a Cruz Beckham coming on.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
So that was Where's Wally last week when I went missing. But
so he was doing, and what was it called? All Around the World.
It's called Around the World.
Oh, his 17 album.
And he played Bruce Kangaroo.
Oh.
He had the suit and everything.
Right.
What, kangaroo suit?
Yeah, kangaroo. You know, a kangaroo suit. He had one of those on. You know, the sort of thing. Big tail. Pouch. You know, the basics.
I think it was the word suit that was putting me off slightly.
Yeah, I must admit. It's matching top and bottom. It's not like you put the kangaroo thing and think, what jacket am I going to wear with this?
I was imagining a sort of kangaroo hair, three-piece suit.
Do they still box?
Kangaroos?
Yeah,
not so much, I think.
It used to be a fairground attraction thing.
I think they've retired from it, largely.
Yeah, I think occasionally...
They stand no chance against me, Al.
Occasionally they used to claw people's stomachs out with their back legs.
Did they?
Yeah, and in the old days, of course, you could write that sort of thing off.
Not anymore.
Not
in the modern health and safety world.
No, they're health and safety mad.
You were saying that you think Buzz has some theatrical skills.
Well, he danced beautifully. I'll tell you what really brought him home is he obviously had to bounce quite a lot as a kangaroo, but he had to do quite a bit of proper dancing as well.
I think he's quite balletic when he dances.
Yes, he could do a ballet link when he gets older. But then we went to a kids' party that was football based, and he played football for about 20 minutes, didn't touch the ball once.
Right.
I'm beginning to think his path in life might already be set out, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, you'll meet nicer people in musical theatre.
Well, you will.
Good night. I have to say, I'm at the situation.
I suspect he'll behave better as well.
He absolutely loves... I've got an album of comedy songs, and he absolutely loves Tie Me Kangaroo Down.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great track. It's... I think, you know... He also likes the Hearst Vessel song, the Nazi marching tune. No, he doesn't like that. I'm just giving an example. I think
where he gets it from.
No, it's a good tune, the Hearst Vessel song. I'm guessing the lyrics are abhorrent. I mean, they're in German.
I'm sure it is. Nevertheless.
Yeah, we don't have it, unfortunately, on the board. I can do a bit for you if you like.
No, we're not doing it, Frank. No.
I know, you're right.
No, not doing it.
But
you left, and we coped, and Buzz did brilliantly, it sounds like.
Exactly. So it was a lovely day, but I didn't like leaving early. It's not my way.
Well, it's going to play havoc with your clocking in and clocking out card, isn't it?
I know, exactly. Those were the days I used to clock in and clock out.
Yeah.
Well, they used to bring your wages round on a Friday, and you get your wage packet, and it had change in it. Change.
Did you get a physical brown packet?
It was blue, actually. But,
really?
Was it? But
have you ever had a wage packet out?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've had wage packets. Yeah.
I think I have as well.
Does anyone get them now?
I've had expenses given
8, 12,
to me
15.
8, 12, 15 if you get a wage packet.
Yeah.
I used to look forward to that. I used to have a little wooden tray.
You used to look forward to your wages coming
I know, it's a weird thing.
Anyone else look forward to the wages coming in? Text in on 8, 12, 15.
The whole thing of having the change in there, so it's quite heavy, the thing. There used to be the same bloke. This was when someone came up from the offices, so he'd have a tie on and a suit, and he had a wooden tray with the wage packets in. Oh, come on! Hey, you with the wage packets, go back to my place.
Most depressing chat-up line ever.
Took him home.
Oh man, here we've gone down memory lane again. I'm trying to avoid this. I thought this morning maybe I'll try and be a bit more Farrell Williams, a bit less Kenneth Williams. Yeah. And now here we are talking about getting change in your wage packet. I'm stopped with it. Let's face it. Sorry, everyone.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Surely not. There must be some mistake.
I went and I played crazy golf.
Did you?
This week.
Oh.
I don't mean I played golf with Gnarls Barkley. No, that would be... I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't
like
mind
to win that in a raffle, yes, I would.
But would it be possible, do you think, to play golf?
I'd bid upwards of £1,000.
If you played golf with Gnarls, wouldn't you... I mean, I think they're a band, aren't they? But you know, the main man, the main... Is there a band or a man?
I thought it was him.
I thought they were a band.
I thought the man was called Gnarls.
Well, let's say for the sake of this
I'll
argument.
tell you something. I don't care what his name is. He's got some head of hair.
Yeah, well, if I was with him, what am I talking? I'm sorry, I think he's a man. I don't think he's a man. I think he's a man.
No, I think he's a man.
Okay, I think he's a man. You think he's a man?
What's happened to everyone?
Oh, no.
I referred to his hair.
Yeah.
You went crazy.
I think he's a man. Does that make me crazy?
Yeah.
Does that make me crazy? In fact, crazy golf.
Oh no, he's bald.
You Googled him?
Yeah, I just looked him up.
Well, you've got him both. He's a band and he's bald. And you've got him down as a hairy man. Are we just talking about the wrong bloke?
No, I think he wore a wig for the video. He made an effort.
Oh, right.
Anyway, sorry, Frank, as you were.
So, it's not that crazy.
Crazy golf?
No.
It's more like miniature, isn't it, really?
Well, I really want...
The holes are endless. It just goes on and on.
I recently watched a documentary about Charles Manson, the 60s cult leader.
Date night.
In which he was
Nice.
he was described as crazy.
Can we make the references for this show a bit weirder today?
Okay.
Oh, no.
Poor Kath. Well, we've got a special date night planned for you.
Having described him as crazy, he had nothing in common with the golf I played the other night. It was beautiful. It was well done.
Where was it?
It was in a very trendy area of London. I was one of the few people in there without a beard.
Oh, I got you.
And it was indoor crazy golf, which is what you need this weather, of course.
Oh, I've never heard
Was
of
there
that.
a windmill? Because that, to me...
You know what? There wasn't a clown's face that you had to chip it in the mouth.
Oh,
No, it was a bit more... It had things like... There was a treadmill, and you had to get it up the lip of the treadmill. And there was a snooker... You stood on a snooker table and played one of the shots. It was well done, but not that crazy.
Sounds a bit more loopy.
Yeah.
It's like crazy paving. Is that crazy? Not really. It's irregular slabs. Irregular slabs? No, I always walk like this.
Oh.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
We were asking earlier if anyone got paid in wage packets. So
Yes.
I found that rather exciting as a concept. 664 has got in touch to say, "Morning, Frank. I'm a window cleaner and I get my wages in a wage packet, which is a brown envelope, and it sometimes has change in."
Oh, see?
Excellent.
Still carrying on.
Yeah.
I go cleaning windows too, and then on this pub. See, that's what he's up to. I wonder if he ever sings that.
Yeah.
We've also
I
had...
wonder if when they got the spray tan off Judge Rinder, you know, when they had to get it off when they come off from Strictly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If the makeup girls were singing, "When I'm cleaning Rinders."
Well, I wonder. I suspect that opportunity passed them by.
Oh, the
That's my guess.
fools, and now he's gone.
Well, Al, let's be honest.
Gone, and never called me mother.
There aren't many men that would seize upon it
No.
with quite such a frenzy as our
Oh,
Frank.
I'd love that. Especially if it was like, Rinders, and then it might be a certain part of him. When I'm cleaning Rinders.
You'd accept that job on the strength of the possibility that might happen.
Absolutely.
We've
Sorry, Al, you were saying.
also had quite a bit of feedback about Gnarls Barkley.
Oh, yeah. Is he a man or is he a group of men?
Well,
I'm back in group of men, if you recall.
Yeah, well,
there is There is a theory that it's a band, two people, CeeLo Green and DJ Danger Mouse.
Oh, I know CeeLo
DJ
Green.
Danger Mouse.
DJ Danger Mouse,
Oh,
indeed.
yes.
I know
Okay.
Dead Mouse.
No mention of Penfold.
No.
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 Presumably they're doing the mix
So
and
he's two
post-production.
people, Gnarls. I knew
Yeah.
he was. I had a sense he was an amalgam.
Yeah.
Yes. And I thought he had hair. Turns out he's bald.
You know what? He's an amalgam and an enigma. Because we don't know that much about him. He's a mysterious character. But he sings like an angel.
Oh, well, I think that is CeeLo Green that does that bit.
Okay.
That's-
He sung that other song, which
Yeah.
has a Category C swear word in the
Oh.
title. so-
Oh, you're
yeah.
joking. Why do that?
Has that put you off, CeeLo?
Well, I mean, the CeeLo and the Tulo.
Because you were warming to CeeLo briefly, I
Is
felt.
CeeLo, is it like J-Lo? Is his name Chris Logan?
Let me check my CeeLo
no,
Green
we-
compendium fact book.
Okay.
No, it's Cedric.
I told you I was going to get more Pharrell Williams today. We are so far into the modern world.
Frank, if you need to say
can't-
Pharrell,
I don't know what to do with myself.
you need to say Pharrell.
Is it Pharrell?
Oh, yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
always be Pharrell to me. Pharrell.
Philo Will.
So we've sort of got to the bottom that Gnarls. He wasn't even with me at the golf after all this.
Yeah.
But,
the
although
point
I'll
is...
tell you what was handy if he had been there. There was one very low green which I couldn't quite spy from where I was, and I needed someone who could see low green.
Oh, very good.
So
Imagine if you met CeeLo Green and then you just kind of suddenly was exposed to all these puns. I don't know how he'd go.
I don't know. I don't know. I imagine they don't. They're often not that sort of don't like jokes about themselves.
The rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just American musicians generally, I think.
Well, there is a bit my
Serious
car,
gang.
my crib, isn't it? They
Yeah.
don't want puns about crazy golf.
You know, if you met Taylor Swift and started doing jokes about, Harry Styles and whatever, I
Yeah.
bet she'd be sniffy.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. She might be a laugh a minute.
Well, you had a lot of these people on your show crossing your path. I'm sure some of them. I remember Britney Spears had a bit of a laugh with you, didn't she?
She was. She's all right.
Okay.
This was before she shaved her head and
Before,
started appearing a lot in the papers with very big those big drinks cups that you get from fast food outlets.
Yeah.
Every time you saw her, she was halfway through one of those things.
She had a thirst on her during that period.
Hair
of her
up,
life, didn't
bad
she?
skin, and a really
hair
big
up.
drink.
She lost all the hair,
Oh,
shaved
she-
her head, and had a meltdown in the
But she
parking
loved
lot.
a bit. She had a thirst on her. I know it's mainly ice, those things, when you get it, but she always had the big
Lot.
drink.
It's like your Shep when he had a thirst on him.
Exactly.
No snuffing him.
But you take giraffes. Giraffes are essentially crazy paved.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
in any way associated with mental illness, the giraffe.
No.
No.
And it's the same pattern. There's no pattern to it, is what I should say.
Right.
Do people ride giraffes?
No, I don't think they do.
You know, I cannot in my mind picture anyone riding a giraffe. That's incredible, isn't
As
it?
the show rider, I like to think I'm the riding correspondent.
Oh,
Frank.
yeah.
Alan's
I thought
the
you
motoring
meant-
correspondent.
I thought you meant that thing when I insisted on dime bars.
I will experiment. I'm happy to do that.
I'd like to
You'd
find
never go on a
out.
giraffe.
If anyone, 8, 12, 15, if you've ever not ridden a giraffe, that's going to be too small a catchment area. If you've ever seen...
Unlike, do you still get a wage packet?
Yeah. What about if
face it.
someone sends in and says, I'm actually a giraffe jockey and I get paid with a wage packet? I mean, that is my dream person this morning. No, but they look so rideable.
I think I could handle it.
So much neck to hold on to. If you could reach up, they've got like little handlebars on the top. You know,
stand.
what are those things
My
on top of a
concern
giraffe?
about
Oh,
they've
yeah,
got those
the,
funny stalks.
Tendril things.
Funny stalks.
A giraffe looks like a very, very big games console. if they had a really out of proportion handset in the shape of a giraffe. No, but if there is the giraffe riding, please let me know, 8, 12, 15.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
You heard it here first. Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. Text the show. Why don't you on 8, 12, 15? Follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio and email the show via the Absolute Radio website. Then we'll read it out and you'll have, something to talk about on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've actually just had a text from Suzanne in Sittingbourne saying, sorry, the text about...
Suzanne texted from Sittingbourne as she sat eating her bacon. She complained about the program that the three of us were making. And she said that it was awful, and she said that it was lousy, but she lied.
Sorry. This is a long song.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's a tribute. It's homage.
It is.
There's an element of fromage.
She's just texted, sorry, the text about the advent calendars was from Suzanne in Sittingbourne, Kent, lol. But I don't think we've had the text about the advent calendars. So
no.
Suzanne in Sittingbourne has made a fool of herself. She's invented a moment exclusive to her imagination. Anyway, I wonder what she was saying about. Let us know, Suzanne.
Yeah. About the advent calendars.
Yeah.
We've also had news from Stephen.
I think we've got a window.
Stephen Newcastle has said, strange but true, a giraffe has the same amount of bones in the neck as humans.
Take that back.
7.
Really?
7.
7?
I mean, they must be awfully long bones.
If only Len Goodman was a zoologist. I'd like the programme when he told us that. But can you write them?
Not...
I'm going to give it a go.
No, I'm just wondering if... I've seen them in the... Have you seen them in the wild?
I haven't, no.
How do I get the saddle on there, though?
They look relatively placid.
Yeah. I'm sure my riding instructor could help. I'll get back to you.
They looks like footholds as well. The pattern on them gives you a sense of footholds that you can climb.
From a zoo is listening, I would be willing to accept that challenge.
Do they look a bit like a climbing wall to you?
Yes.
So I think you could get up there.
Boulder up there.
And I've got my mounting block anyway.
What's that?
For when I get on my horse.
Mountain block? What is that?
Yes, you need that when you get on the horse. They have them in my yard.
Sunburnt?
No, in the yard you have mounting blocks.
Oh, mounting. I was thinking mountain.
No, mounting.
Oh, yeah.
So is it like a big step, basically?
Yes. There's like
when I got on that horse, I put the saddle on it. I didn't put it on quite tight enough.
What happened?
I put my foot in the thing and I gave it an enormous Chinese burn.
Oh.
And it bit me.
They don't like that.
Oh, what a tale.
I mean, I'm no expert.
Lovely. It was long, slightly plaited in parts. Here's the question.
Yeah.
And I won't say anything else about crazy golf, but is golf the only... I promise, the only sport that's been crazied? Could you do crazy archery, for example? Let's imagine a horse died of natural causes.
Yes.
That's we're on the horse topic. Could you have a crazy archery, which someone drew a target on its back and you've just fired it into the dead horse?
This is
horrible.
That's just a par example.
What about air hockey? They've turned hockey into a tabletop.
Yeah, but is it crazy?
No, it's not. But it's an adaptation.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't played that for a long time.
Table football, we've got...
that's not at all crazy.
I mean, some sports are just inherently silly anyway, like curling.
Yeah.
Is there a crazy curling?
There should be. All curling.
Anyway, if you have any other crazy sports, I'd love to hear from you.
Someone has sent in a picture of a human being saddled up on a giraffe.
Really?
No.
Now, the inherent problem that seems to be is that the giraffe's spine, if I may call it such a thing, is a bit like a triangle. This is the problem. There's no purchase, Frank. There's no purchase on that spine. The neck goes straight into the rest of the body, and...
Oh, there's no curve.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of lion waist going on.
Okay.
I'll show you. We'll examine it. This is the issue, I think.
That's brilliant. I'm very excited to see.
Okay.
I was wondering if they were a bit too wide. You know, when you get on a horse, you get that real stretch in the inner thigh.
Tell me about it.
I'm wondering if that might be one of the giraffe...
They can only be ridden by humans that can do the splits, is that...
Well, yeah, but there's plenty of them about, let's face it.
Yeah.
We're perilously close to the ballet link. I think we'll stop there.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
We're going to do the last Crazy Golf update, I think.
Okay.
We've had a text. Frank et al.
I did not.
There's glow-in-the-dark Crazy Golf on Brighton.
Oh, I've
Crazy
heard of-
Golf gets crazier. We're going next week. Fun, fun, fun. That's
Excellent.
a jolly text, isn't
That's
it?
good.
Yeah.
That's the kind of text I imagine that, I would never compose.
No, I can't imagine you putting the word fun in 3
Fun,
times.
fun, fun with an exclamation mark. Nobody would.
No.
People would be phoning me up going, "Who's got your phone?" Someone sent a 3 fun text.
Sarah, our assistant producer, is that your official job title? Congratulations. Mazel tov.
Late review.
She said that table tennis, I
Yeah.
suppose especially under the guise ping pong,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is crazy tennis in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it miniature?
902 has said bar billiards is a kind of crazy snooker. But
Yeah, I get. I like
is?
that. I
Oh.
like that because it's got mushrooms and everything, which they're eccentric if not crazy.
mushrooms. Yeah.
It's got those
mushrooms?
wooden mushrooms, that you
What's
knock
that?
over
What?
in bar billiards.
Is there?
Is it?
Back me up, guys. I was right about Ganal.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be right about Ganals and Barclay and bar
Yeah.
billiards in the same day would set me up for the whole weekend.
Yeah. wouldn't it?
Steve, the bus driver from Liverpool, is reminiscing about his wage packet. I used to work in a factory many years ago, and we used to get wages in brown envelopes delivered to your workstation by a man in a white coat on a trolley.
White coat.
And on the
Lab
front of the
assistant.
wage packet was a breakdown of the wages written for you. And yes, there was change in the side as well. Oh, good times, he said.
See, we had the slip because I remember I took the wage slip out and threw it in the bin, and this guy took it out the bin and put it in my hand. He said, "Never let anyone see your wage slip."
Why?
Because the idea is that I might be getting more than someone else, and that would cause
Oh, I
consternation.
see.
Flash forward to the current time.
What if they saw my wage slip? Now they'd take their own life. Anyway, what's in the news?
Well,
Blimey.
we need to talk about Cruz Beckham's little Christmas song, I would
Yes,
suggest.
Cross
Beckham.
Beckham, as I call him.
Cross Beckham.
That's the meaning of the name.
Oh,
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
yeah.
As you were.
I haven't actually heard the whole song, but there's a little bit of footage of him smiling as they talk about it on the radio.
Cute.
And he smiles
It is
like his
cute.
dad, doesn't he?
He looks
He's got-
he looks like his dad. In fact, I completely forgot that was David Beckham's hair colour.
Yeah.
I think of him as a blondie man now. Of course, he isn't at all. He's
No.
sort of brown-haired.
Yeah, and a nice smile.
It's
Like,
called If
the
Every
boy's
Day
got a
Was
nice-
Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. It sounds familiar to me, that If Every Day Was Christmas.
Rings a bell.
Yeah. Does it a bit?
Is it? Oh, I wish it could be. Is it that one?
No, it's,
Yeah, a bit like that.
Oh, there's an
It
Elvis
says,
one.
If every day was Christmas.
every day could be just like Christmas, what a wonderful world this would be.
And
Thank
that's
you
what
very
it sounds like.
Very much. Yeah.
Is that what it sounds
That's
No, it
like?
what
doesn't-
Cruz
doesn't sound
Beckham was missing, a little thank you very much at the end. He debuted it on the Arrival radio breakfast show.
That's a verb now, is it?
What?
Debuted.
Yeah, debuted it.
Okay.
On Arrival radio.
On Capital.
Yes, it was on
Let's
Capital.
just get it out of the way.
He went...
Where they play that sort of thing.
Yes. And I think it was a good idea because I think they thought, he might not have had such a warm reception on other shows, for example.
Yeah.
Whereas they were very enthusiastic and very nice about it. They interviewed...
I think we'd be nice. If we had him on here, we'd be nice to him when he's 11-year-old, for goodness sake.
Not just because he was 11-year-old. I like it.
But you can't do a cutting sort of...
No, you can't do Frost Nixon on Cruz Beckham.
No, you can't. Not at this stage.
That's a rule. I think.
Unless you get like Minnie Anton Deck to come in
That's
as
an
guest
interesting
interviewers.
question. At what age can you?
What
Can you
do
start tearing them apart?
Yeah. 16? 18?
I think 16. I think it's the
Okay.
same as voting. Abuse.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't mean like, but I mean like that hard hitting.
Yes.
I don't
yeah.
think they can vote at 16, though, can they?
Can't they?
Except in the Scottish
Well, they're
referendum.
Oh, thank heavens for that.
Well,
Yeah.
now we've got into a very tricky. Oh.
Don't take us down that cul-de-sac.
Got into suffrage as a topic. I didn't see that coming. I thought when I thought, we're talking about Cruz Beckham, I bet this leads to suffrage as a topic. No. He seems a nice little lad from that thing, listening to himself on the radio and doing that thing with his mouth that kids do when they're a bit embarrassed and a bit coy, of being a bit.
Yes.
He was all shocks, I believe, is the term.
They asked him to sing, and he delivered. He was a pro. Sometimes these people say, "Oh, I can't." They're embarrassed, and he burst into song.
I did like the idea that it all came about. Is Victoria was driving him. I guess she's in the 4x4, and he was in the back seat singing along to the radio. And she says, "You've got a really lovely voice."
Yeah.
This is like Patrick Stewart saying to me, "You've got a lovely head of hair."
Yeah.
You've got to look at it in context.
Yeah.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
Hey, we've had someone, Tara Noble.
Can I say I like hey at the beginning? We don't do that enough on this show.
Hey, guys.
Hey, why don't you do a Christmas single? You clearly are talented.
That's
that's lovely. Thank you so much.
Is that the end of the text?
Yeah, it's irony free. It's just a lovely sentiment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I could do it for charity, of course. That clears all any criticism you can get.
Do you think that's what Cruz did? Are you suggesting?
Doesn't clear any.
With charity, it's charity. Obviously, you can't get around the fact it's a good thing to help people, but he's been responsible for some terrible music, television, T-shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, it really has. It's been a blot on the landscape.
Yeah.
Charity has.
But it does a lot of
Mr.
good
Blobby.
does a lot of good stuff as well. So, I mean, in many ways, charity is the last refuge of the scoundrel.
Yeah, lovely, Frank.
I wouldn't say it entirely creates an immunity to criticism, because even young Cruz Beckham has been criticised by
he has,
Piers
hasn't he?
Morgan.
Yeah, but even if you've been criticised, I think just knowing that you are doing good, even if it's with a bad thing, it's not morally bad. It's just artistically bad thing.
Well,
I'll be
do
honest,
we think...
I thought it was unfair to criticise Cruz Beckham. Like, Piers Morgan said he should be at school.
He said it was sickening.
He said it was sickening, which...
Shouldn't be at school, should he?
It's
Haven't they broke up yet?
Yeah.
No, and also he's wearing his school blazer in that little bit of footage, so he's obviously going
he's off to school. Yeah.
Unless he's wearing like a mod-style Berting jacket, which I don't think is the fashion for
Yes, but Piers Morgan is becoming one of those professional outrage people.
Isn't he? Yeah.
Don't you think a bit?
Oh, but they get some coverage. I'm thinking of it myself. Getting a bit outraged about very, very basic things.
It's a good idea. It's just Katie Hopkins with slightly better contact.
It does seem to work, doesn't it?
It's, as you say, it's like it's all right, the song.
It's better than all right. I love it.
I love it.
I actually love it. I've heard it so many times.
I think on Capital Radio it probably shone like a beacon of artistry.
Well,
we couldn't play it on here, darling. I mean, it couldn't have it next to rubbing shoulders with Nirvana.
Hosted by Derek Jacobi.
But you can't, I mean, God bless Cruz, and all young people. But you can't play Cruz Beckham's I Wish It Could Be Christmas every time, or whatever it's called, and then say...
If every day was Christmas.
And then say, that was Cruz Beckham there on Absolute Radio, where real music matters. I mean, come on. But I don't know, it's a bit of something to do in the holidays.
Well...
we built dens, he's built a singing career.
If that song, though, becomes the equivalent of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, which, FYI, I don't believe, Mariah. You strike me as you'd want a little bit more than that.
Depends what she's looking at.
But...
She's looking in Ratner's window.
Ratner's? She strikes you as the Ratner's.
If it becomes...
H. Samuel.
I mean, that would be enough. That's enough. That's a living wage, isn't it? That's enough to get by with that song.
But doesn't it... What's his song called again, sorry?
If Every Day Was Christmas.
The sort of hook
5 times now I've told him.
If every day was Christmas with you, is what it is.
I don't believe there's a with you, is there?
It says with you in the lyric.
Does it?
Yeah. And it's about...
I don't know if it... Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, what kind of a you is an 11-year-old? Is it Santa? Is that what he's...
Oh, I
because
see.
he mentions mistletoe. Get out of here.
Oh, he might have picked that up off his big brother, though.
He's 11. That's when their old relatives come round. You don't want to kiss them and all that.
Oh, it's a
stuff.
bit relationshipy for the...
Whereas when old relatives come round now, I can't keep my hands off them. As I've got older myself.
Weird.
I can't wait for them to
Weird
turn
bit.
Oh, man.
Weirdo.
I got mistletoe all over me.
Mistletoe suit you wear on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that belt buckle, though. Don't know if I should have gone for that.
What's wrong with you?
Frank Skinner on the radio.
I was going to ask you, actually, if you think that Victoria takes her fashion career seriously enough, because she was talking about Cruz singing, and she said that they're a real circus family, and then she said, we sing, we dance, we play football, we do fashion.
Yes.
I mean, is that a phrase?
Well,
in the
I found
fashion
that a
world?
bit strange, the P.T. Barnum fashion football circus. Yeah, I know, I thought that was a bit odd. Yeah, we do fashion. It's a bit Danny Dyer.
Like, she's just having a crack at it. She's not there. Like,
I noticed on the thing of him sitting at breakfast listening to it, you could see her in the background inhaling the steam from a poached egg. And then saying, oh, that'll do me, I full. Bloated.
I noticed when they had all proper cameras in that Capital Radio studio. Don't think I'm having a go at us and our facilities.
No.
But, I mean, come on, Frank. The lighting, they all look so well lit. They look like movie stars.
Do
these
they
people.
stand? I think they stand at Capital Radio.
Well, they were sitting down and it was early in the morning, but their skin looked so... I mean, they are younger than us, and we must look like Middle-earth to
Well,
them, these
they're
people.
certainly younger than me. But I think the idea was that you stand there because you can hear that, the energy that you use standing up, you can hear that in the voice.
Do you think we should do that?
It's too big a price to pay, I'll be honest with you. Besides, I think what I'm after is a middle-aged man sitting.
yeah.
I say middle-aged, that's if I live to 120. Which nowadays is always possible.
How do you feel about the criticism that, he's 11, he shouldn't be doing this
Well,
thing?
the man I'm very interested in this whole story, and that is it's the man who's the brains behind this charity
here we go.
single.
Scooter Braun.
Scooter Braun.
Signing on.
I hadn't heard, even though he's Justin Bieber's manager, I'd never heard of him before.
Great name, isn't it?
Scooter Braun. I think isn't it just round the corner from Biker Grove? But Scooter Braun, and Scooter he was baptised Scooter, was he? I don't think it's a nickname.
Baptised? He was baptised, Scooter.
I think so.
Wow.
It's not, you're looking at me like I've said something bad.
I don't know.
Okay, christened if you want to go all Anglican. But I don't think it's a nickname. I think he's called Scooter.
Yes, that's his actual name. It is
like Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Some people are named after forms of transport.
Is that right?
Any other celebrities named after forms of transport? First name, 8, 12, 15.
Just to stop all the surnames Carr coming in.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of that.
No, Jimmy Carr doesn't count. Obviously, that's his surname.
Mm-hmm.
For goodness sake, come on, try better. So he seems to be the evil Svengali.
Yeah.
Who has created this vehicle for Cruz to drive into hell.
He specialises in teenagers because he realises, get them when they're young, then they get the fan base. Then you can have that, I'm doing own stuff, get the guitar out.
Right.
To be fair, it doesn't seem to have had a detrimental effect on Bieber's personality.
No, he seems really happy, doesn't he?
So I think it'll go okay. Isn't it just a bit of a lark?
Cruz Beckham.
It's just that there's gonna be another single, isn't there? Which won't be
That won't be the charity one.
It'll be a cover of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe then someone does have to put their foot down. I mean,
my money's on P.A.
Oh, do you think that?
Yeah.
That's a tough call, though. P.A.
Well, let's see if you can do it.
Got a bit croaky on the top.
Oh, I loved it.
How's the woman from Sittingbourne doing? She's sending about the Advent calendar.
She has.
Because I'm singing Pierre Jesu, but I'm thinking about that lady. And she opens little windows and it's chocolate every morning in her life.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Surely not. There must be some mistake.
You were asking for other celebrities with vehicles as their first name. We've had a lot of different suggestions based around the lorry forename.
Yes.
So we've had Laurie Anderson, Laurie Lee. Laurie Anderson was baptised Laurie Anderson, as in with a Y.
Mini Driver.
Oh.
Mini Driver, very good.
Oh,
Very good.
Not my work, but the work of 856.
265 has suggested Laurie McMenemy, ex-Southampton manager.
Well, with friends like that. Who needs Laurie McMenemy?
Shut up, Elton.
Okay, Laurie's a good one, and a Mini Driver. I thought Mini Driver, one could argue, is not so much the vehicle as the person who powers
This
it.
is true.
But I suppose the first bit is
Well,
Mini.
Mini is a vehicle.
Ian
Come
Angel,
on.
who's a fan of a pun for the show, has texted, Frank, you're a stand-up DJ already. Remember we thought about the standing
Of
desk?
course.
Thanks, Ian Angle.
Always the angle.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Do you remember I was saying that Piers Morgan had laid into, I say do you remember as if it happened 40 years ago.
No, but
Some
really,
sort of nostalgia show. But
can I tell you now, such is the state of my senior progression.
Oh, yeah.
I
are you
got up-
forgetting things, dear?
I got up this morning, I was walking down the stairs, and I thought, I can't see the stairs properly.
Oh.
And then I thought, did I put my lenses in? And I thought, yeah, I definitely put my lenses in. I thought, wow, I was a little bit scared. I realised I hadn't put the light on.
Oh.
It was a basic,
that is
basic thing in the dark. It was dark.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the stairs that well. Guess why?
My.
Dark.
Dark.
Are you not a fan of the, I'm going to say the brand name, the iPhone Torch for tiptoeing around the house?
And I remember you're the king of tiptoe.
I am the expert
We love a
tiptoer.
tiptoe through
I'm
the
inclined to
tulips.
blunder around.
Very good at tiptoeing me, but, you know.
Anyway, Piers Morgan, who was laying into Cruz Beckham, and he found it all sickening, I think he said. He's also been laying into Scarlett Moffat. Are you familiar with her work?
Moffat.
Oh, yes.
Moffat.
She was in the jungle,
Yes.
got to the final,
She's
I believe.
from Gogglebox, the Gogglebox. He
Can I
said...
tell you, I've never seen Gogglebox.
It's all right.
I mean, what I do is I watch television programmes.
I know.
Yeah.
I've
I know.
eliminated the middleman.
Yeah.
It
But
came and went so
people-
quickly. There was a sweet spot of about
No, I
4
think
minutes
it's
when it
still
was
very popular.
No, not anymore, Frank.
Isn't it?
No, it's over. It's
Don't do a Clinton's cards on it.
It's over.
I think it's still thriving.
No, Frank. It's still on, but I'm just saying the white heat moment, it's Three Lions moment, if I may be so bold, has passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it needs to reinvent itself in a beautiful new way.
What about if it was...
Have I got away with that?
What about if it was just comedians, professional comedians watching the telly, and it was called Gigglebox?
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be good.
So, you know, you got me, Rob Beckett, and Joe Pasquale
Yeah.
Dream night.
watching, you know, Last Tango in Halifax, and you know, being laugh a second.
Oh,
I don't know about this because you guys, being the comedy fraternity, Al, you have already
Just about.
taken the jobs off everyone else.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
The bar is quite high now. People expect laughter all the
But how
time.
do you think
Yeah.
the celebrity community feel about people just coming in off the street and taking our jobs?
That's true.
Actually, be honest with you, I was once at... We had a bit of a council in 1998, the celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
I went to it. It was at Earl's Court. There was Magenta Divine, Mike Harding
Oh, yeah.
was there, Gary Coleman. And we said, it's getting the workload now of celebrities getting a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff, a lot of the tabloid interviews, the Heat magazines, the photos in the street, we just don't have the time, because we've got, creative work to do. Okay. Why don't we bring in a load of ordinary people just to do that, to take on a sort of new level of celebrity, to bring in those jobs? Very much, like the way the immigration went in the 60s to the jobs that a lot of the British people didn't really want to do.
Yeah.
So we brought in people like Scarlett, and I think they've done a great job. They've supported it. And I don't want to sort of Brexit where those people have to go back to their nail bars. Let them stay on the telly. I mean, they're just freeing things up for us a bit.
Is this whole link a parable somehow? That's what it feels like.
That's a great meet. I sat next to Yasmin Le Bon and Lamar. God, they were out of it.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
And this is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. Text us! Come on! Come on! on 8 12 15. Follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio. Email the show via the Absolute Radio website.
We've had a text that I'm not sure if it's sincere. 932 has texted, Frank Skinner, I'm riding giraffe 5 years in Nairobi, but not here. Cannot find circus to agree to give me joke. I think this is a joke, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Don't think people ride giraffes in the circus. I think somebody's pulling my leg.
But what's the punchline of the joke?
I don't know. As you would say, where's the joke?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they do it in Nairobi. We got a picture of someone on one.
We can't work out whether it's one of those manipulated, virals, Frank.
578.
Obvious thing to do is ride a giraffe.
Stuart from Birmingham, I would save and budget a lot more when I actually had physical cash paid as wages every week instead of numbers in a bank account at the end of a month.
Yeah.
I had a tin at home, used to put my loose change in from my wage slip, pay my mum the rent, and the rest was my spending money, in inverted commas.
Oh, yes, he's done rent and spending, both in inverted commas.
Yeah, but spending money.
Yeah.
I wondered if he remembers what Pudding Week was.
What's Pudding Week? Oh, you put it aside for the...
Pudding Week was... you used to get paid... Oh, this is so dull.
Sally Link?
You used to get paid a week in advance. So there was a week, which is like 2 weeks ahead of your holidays. And the more overtime and that you squeezed into that, the more money you had for your holidays. So it's called Pudding Week. So you could have pudding because you'd got a bit of extra money.
Nice.
Lovely.
It's the days when pudding was like the definition of luxury.
The high life.
005 says Jim Royal has just brought out something very similar, him watching comedy and laughing at it.
Oh.
He was suggesting, I think it's a one-off.
I don't think we should just laugh at it. I think we should say some funny things.
Yeah.
He says, I think he's got a hat on.
A paper crown.
Yeah, I suspect he has. Where's his leather? Frank, will you be wearing that this Crimbo?
What?
The
Your leather crown?
Do you wear it at
definitely.
Christmas?
Yes.
Where do you keep it, the crown?
It's currently on top of my bookcase.
Oh, lovely.
But I can see it from... It's like living in Burger King. I can see it from where I sleep.
Yeah.
My yellow leather crown. This is, in case for new readers... I decided the one hat that I look good in is the paper crown you get in Crackers, and because of its flimsiness and some conversation on the show, someone sent me a leather version of that crown.
Very fine work, wasn't it?
Looks lovely. Mm-hmm. There's an element of Bart Simpson about it, but that's fine. It's also for me quite regal.
It's funny you should say that you lived in... it feels like you live in Burger King, because actually there's a news story this week about a KFC-scented candle that's...
I've heard of this.
Oh, KFC. Don't start me on my KFC
The article includes the phrase, ever wanted your house to smell like Southern Fried Chicken even when you haven't ordered fast food? I put it to you. Have you ever wanted...
I think that would drive me insane.
Yeah, I mean...
Smelling like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
If I want my house to smell of fried chicken, I'll just move back to the flat I had in South London.
But can I tell you something? Even as we discuss this now, my mouth is starting to fill up. My mouth is physically watering.
Something about those spices.
Oh, man, it
Open the bucket, see what you get.
It's great stuff as well.
And you love the wipes in there as well.
I love the whole package. It's,
oh, Frank, I've just had the mouth-watering thing.
I have, and you know I've got a slight tightening at the back of the jaw.
I've got it
You
as well.
guys.
Have you
All I
got
could
it?
do with
Yeah,
a
I've got it.
three-piecer. But did I tell you about the time me and
Do you like the chips that come with them? I
you
do.
know what? I don't think they ever live up to the chicken. I like the coleslaw.
No,
but
I like it's a small paper bag. I like the smallness of the paper bag.
Oh, but I went to Leicester City with the football
Gary Lineker.
with Adrian Giles.
Oh.
And on the way there, we stopped at a KFC. I had a three-piece meal, large
Did
fries.
Aid go for the KFC?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We went there, and on the way back, we stopped at the same KFC, had the same meal.
Oh, my goodness.
2 KFC in a day?
Yes.
Not balanced.
Shut up.
Oh, man. Those were yesterday when I was young. So many, many songs were waiting to be sung. People tune in now think, what's this Charles Elsner voice on Absolute Radio? Blimey, get back to Capital, listen to Crusoe.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
Oh, someone sent us a picture of a Burger King crown.
Oh, yeah.
Just while we're on the subject, we should mention all the
I mean,
fast
Frank
food
did
joints.
spend all of that
That's
song.
Colonel Sand. Oh, no, it's not him.
He just spent all of that song staring into the middle distance thinking about KFC, didn't he?
Did I ever tell you about the time I found one in Tokyo?
A KFC.
I'd been eating Japanese food 3 meals a day for about 2 weeks, and we found a KFC, and they had an oil painting of the Colonel in
Did
there.
they?
And I worshipped at his altar, I must say. Batter slightly different in some countries.
Is that right?
Now, the Colonel favoured an
fans?
oil baron's ball tie, didn't he? As I call
Yeah.
it. The cowboy tie.
What's my favourite
Shoelace tie.
fact about the Colonel? I think I must have told you this before. I love it.
I
That
quite
he
fancied the Colonel.
He wasn't a Colonel.
Let's not go into his...
I like the fact
Military
someone who's.
history.
Can I say what I liked about the Colonel?
Go on.
If you've got white hair and you've got all your own hair still, you're winning with me.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I think that's...
You know?
He likes Schofield.
Yes.
Yeah,
Fluffy white ice cream hair. Thank you.
my favourite thing about him, and I've done a corporate for KFC in Seville.
Have you?
Yeah.
Work with them all, Colonel.
Exactly. We got so much free KFC after that. Oh, yesterday. Anyway,
Other people.
so
Keep it
anyway,
real.
he was buried in the outfit.
Oh, that is a good fact.
He wasn't.
Absolutely top notch.
In the white suit.
Yeah, the whole thing. That's brilliant, isn't it?
I mean, it'd be
I might-
disgusting now, but yeah.
No, I think they keep quite clean in the casket.
I
you?
might start dressing like the Colonel.
Oh, I wish
That'd
you
be
would.
good.
3-piece white suit, black shoelace tie,
Here's the question for
black
you.
glasses.
What would have been better, do you think, as a concept? The Colonel being buried in his white suit, or the Colonel being battered and buried?
Oh, that would be good.
Maybe even cut into 3 pieces and battered.
Oh, yeah.
Or more,
nice.
nuggets. Colonel
Yeah,
nuggets.
why not? It's not
Oh,
doing him any
nugget,
harm.
nugget
is it?
might be
If
listening.
he'd taken it that far, if
If
they
he's
put him
already
in
shuffled
3
off.
battered pieces with large fries and coleslaw, wow, what a funeral that would have been.
Wow! Oh, wow!
It's not often my
Wowee!
It's not often my mouth really waters at a funeral.
The idea of a human.
Buried him in a bucket. It's getting slightly disrespectful to the Colonel. God forbid.
Touch.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
We were trying to discuss the Kentucky Fried Kitchen
Chicken.
Kitchen chicken. You've
Kentucky-
invented a whole new brand.
That could be it. Kentucky Fried Kitchen. They sell other stuff.
Well, what about? I'm getting my kitchen redone. FYI.
Oh.
Imagine you went Kentucky Fried
FYI or
Kitchen
KFC.
in a red and white candy stripe.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked like the KFC bucket.
There,
Or as I
of
call
course,
it,
you'd be in your outfit as well. I don't
Look
know
like
who
the
cooks in
KFC.
that. It's the least practical cooking outfit I've ever seen, the Colonel.
You say
Is that
bucket,
hands-on?
I call it the KFC casket now.
Well, the thing is that we should... did we probably explain this? You can get a candle that smells like KFC.
Yes.
It's basically... it's sort of Kentucky tourism isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's things that smell like Kentucky.
But it's got real chicken in it.
Oh,
in
it's
the
got
candle.
chicken fat.
It's in the candle.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. It's gonna...
In the candle.
Why throw it away, chicken fat?
Yeah. I mean,
That's it for
It is a nice smell, as we've already established.
I don't know, though. I mean, the vegans are angry enough about the new £5 notes without putting chicken fat in a candle. They're going to be...
But is it all... Maybe inhaling it
Incandescent.
is all right.
You think?
It just seems less worse than
Well,
eating
110 KFC
Maybe.
candle is excellent vegetarian repellent.
Oh, yeah.
it. Oh, well, no.
I mean, that's rather rude.
Gone
That's
too
the sort
far.
of person
Come
that's
on.
like a
Not my
Clarkson.
views, the views of 110.
I bet it's made people think twice who work in the liposuction business.
Why?
You could have human being candles.
Goodness.
If you could
me.
have your own. What about celebrity liposuction candles?
Yeah.
Horrible.
What, where you get yourself done and then you've got enough candles to
Yeah,
keep you going for the
because-
rest in
yeah.
your twilight years.
Kenny Rogers, do you know Kenny Rogers? No, but thanks for the tip. He, who had a run, he actually had, he had a string of chicken restaurants, and I interviewed him, and they're called Kenny Rogers Roosters. And I said, are you aware that it can be used as a verb? He wasn't. So that was a lovely moment.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, he gets his friends liposuction vouchers at Christmas, Kenny Rogers.
Does
doesn't.
he?
Yeah.
How do I meet him?
Nice gift,
You've got to
isn't
be
it?
confident, haven't you, to do that?
Any of my
Nice.
friends are listening, I'd be so happy to get that.
Yeah, lovely. Have you ever tried it? I've thought
What,
about
liposuction?
it. I've thought about it as a sort of fast track to
You
abs.
don't need it, Frank. You're lovely and slender. So are you, Al.
Good title for a novel, though, Fast Track to Abs.
And now that I'm working out, like, well, you described me as some sort of assassin last
That's what you are working at, as if you're a trained assassin.
because I do boxing twice a week and horse riding twice a week.
I mean, that is
Samurai style, yeah.
heavy duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Japan, everyone goes to KFC on Christmas Day, apparently.
Do they now?
Apparently.
Well, imagine. Can you imagine walking in and the assistant looks up and says,
Morning Tokyo.
good morning. Yeah, never mind that. I want a 3-piece dinner. Yes. Large fries. Oh, I do enjoy that tune. They're still in the cellar, those people. Can't get them out.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Surely not. There must be some mistake.
I tell you what I'd
Hey.
like a candle
Hey.
out of.
What would you like a candle made out of?
Well, I would like... I know we've talked about the KFC sort of whole paraphernalia here, but I would like the straightforward British chips in the newspaper with the salt and vinegar.
All right.
Really?
Well, don't
Nice.
say really like it's like I'm some weirdo.
No, that is nice.
Don't you think that's quite... Most people would like that.
I don't know. People come into a room or a car or something, you've had fish and chips, and they go, oh, God.
Well, the fish, that's what they don't like, but the chips on their own...
Okay.
I'll tell you another one I like. Do you know the striking panel on the Matchbox?
Yes. Oh.
Come on, Frank.
I used to put my tongue on those when I was a kid.
Oh,
Yeah, they got a lovely taste to them. Don't do it. Don't try this
No.
at home.
this is
The Bryant May ones, specifically, not the
This was
Vestas.
before your
echoes of the raw sausage stories.
before your smartphone before your smartphone virals. That's how we used to entertain ourselves in the pot. No, I used to like the taste of that.
Well, don't you think a candle... So my candle range would be striking Matchbox panel
That's a good one.
and then Play-Doh. And...
Oh no, I'm not
Oh,
keen
no.
on that.
Well, you're not coming round then. You're not invited.
Just don't light it that day.
Okay.
I like a match, like it that's been lit. You know, that sort of...
Nice and
slightly-
cheap. Saves money
Yeah.
on the candle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me.
They don't last as long.
Got me all over there.
Al invites people round. Makes it all
still-
nice for guests with some lit
For all-
matches.
Although I've been in show business for 30 years, I never get quite as excited as that moment when a match is burning its way towards your finger and thumb.
yeah.
And you start changing the angle. That changing the angle thing. And then if I'll just light, and the wick won't light. It just won't. Will you just light? It's a race between whether
Yeah.
the wick lights
What
or your
about when-
thumb actually ignites.
What about when the wick wears down so much and the hand has to go into the glass jar to light the candle?
Well, I don't. I've been given so many scented candles in recent years, and I just give them away immediately.
Look at you.
Why?
I've done a corporate for KFC. I've got a house full of candles.
Can you give them to? Can you give them in my area?
Big man.
I absolutely love a scented candle.
I'm always giving scented candles. I gave a load to Sting for that video he did.
Oh, did you?
They were just lying around the house.
Oh dear.
What do you like the smell of?
Anyway, I got one this week, and do you know what? I thought I'm going to ignite this one.
Did you?
Ignite.
And I
It says that. Ignite. Can you ignite
Chucked it on a
the
bonfire. Yeah.
And I actually lit for the first time at the right. Well, I've got the Child of Prague candle in my room, but that's for ceremonial.
What's the smell of this one that you ignited?
It was English lavender, sweet basil, and jasmine.
Oh.
Joe Malone, maybe. Don't know.
Sounds more like Jamie Oliver. Sounds like his children. No, I don't think it was the Joe Malone. Is that Macaulay Culkin?
No, she's always got basil in hers. Joe Malone's for the fragrance.
He was in Joe Malone.
Oh, okay. I didn't get it.
It's a Home Alone, Joe Malone.
Thanks. Let's not absolutely write it in 20-foot letters, dear.
No, I think it
Sorry,
needs
Al,
to be...
Derek Jacobi's back on Absolute Radio.
It needs to be given its credit.
Derek Jacobi. Isn't that a pip? Well done for getting that, Al.
You ignited the candle.
Yeah, and you know what? It was actually quite nice having it in the room.
Oh, yeah.
The lavender and the jasmine and young basil.
Young basil.
I'll tell you what I find. The best bit of a candle is when you put it out. The smell after you've put it out. Oh.
I'd want a candle smelling of that put out candle.
Yeah.
Come on. There's money to be had in there,
You could just get an old candle
Al.
and put it out. But yeah, you're right.
That and inflatable pool is the one.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know when you get it out of the plastic and it just smells of the inflatable
oh,
pool? Come
I
on.
love that.
Oh, good. We found...
Inflatable pool candle has just gone out.
Yeah.
Even better.
I'm not sure that's a thing.
It's like a long-term relationship, I think, one of those candles, that no matter how much you love it, you still look forward to it going out.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Can we just say that during that link there was some camels footage on the television on the news?
Camels footage?
And
was it tracksuit trousers?
Yeah. And Emily said,
Oh, my word.
I wonder if I could ride a camel. And Frank said, oh, I've ridden a camel.
Work with them all, Al.
Yeah, exactly.
I have ridden a camel in Egypt,
Is there
funnily
anything
enough.
this man hasn't done?
Yeah. Get
Work
you
with
with your
camel-
hobbies.
Al, he's worked with actual camels.
Have you?
I've never seen Gogglebox.
What was have you got a camel riding anecdote for us? You
I'm just thinking, as an equestrian now, which, yes, I consider myself one, would I be better at riding the camel, Frank?
Probably.
Because
There's
of
a
my
certain amount of
experience?
balance. And
Oh,
also
okay.
it does do that thing to the inner thighs, because, you've got to stretch across the hump.
Oh, tell me about it.
Oh, God, that reminds me of that night in Notre Dame.
Frank Skinner on the radio.
I think I would go for warm scale extric.
Yes.
You know when you've been playing scale extric a bit and you start to smell the plastic? Oh,
I love that. Because similar, would that be in the same Venn diagram with the 70s hot telly?
yes.
Yeah,
it
okay.
would be.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, that is
Do you know
good.
what I mean?
That was lovely.
You millennials in the studio won't know about the hot telly of the 70s, and you're missing out.
No.
gonna say
when
it.
we say hot telly, we don't mean it was a babe fest.
No.
We mean it used to get hot. I mean, you could easily do eggs and bacon on the top of a telly at that
get-
time.
Which would also smell good.
Yeah.
That's not a lie.
Oh, what a combo.
Someone suggested something, Al, didn't they? A candle smell. We had a suggestion in from 523. I'd love a candle with a scent of petrichor, which is a pleasant aroma that frequently accompanies the first rain after a long period of warm,
Yes,
dry
it's
weather.
sort of a dusty smell. It was also
Nice.
a password used in The Doctor's Wife, which is an episode of Doctor Who written by Neil Gaiman.
We know.
Lovely Neil, friend of the show.
We know that. Don't we, Emily? We know.
It was on my Who Alerts.
On the keeping the Kentucky theme, you can get a candle that smells like the Kentucky Derby, the sort of horse race there, apparently.
Well, I'd be all over
Smells
that.
of a horse race.
Smells of a horse race, that'd be good.
I mean, I think that might slightly defeat the purpose of a candle.
Abraham Lincoln was from Kentucky. I'd love a candle that smelled like Abraham Lincoln. just to know what he smelled like. I'll tell you what I would like.
I think he'd smell of beards.
One of my first passionate encounters.
Is it how long till the show ends?
The woman,
This is talking book now.
the woman used to. She used to wear Miss Dior.
Oh, lovely.
You know that
Yes,
perfume, and
yes.
it's always, even now when I smell, and I haven't smelled it for many years.
It's Proustian.
Is it still current?
Proustian on Capital Radio.
Exactly. Well, she's my what's the cake that he eats?
Madeleine.
Yeah, that's my Madeleine. I smell Miss Dior and I think of, being young and carefree.
I think there's about a third of this conversation I've not quite understood. But anyway.
Miss Dior is a perfume.
Right, yeah, I
You've
got
heard
that.
of Marcel Proust?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
You heard of Remembrance of Things Past?
No.
You're listening to Absolute Radio.
We're going out on a high. And,
Is it worse than Ballet Link? Remember Proust Link?
I usually do know what's coming up next, but as there's no one listening, we've basically adopted a scorched earth policy for the following show. So if they can find any grass that's left.
Who is it, O.J. Gorge?
It's rock and roll football with O.J. Gorge. Have you wrestled with him yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
You two were exchanging numbers last
It's been
week.
quite difficult to get the logistics down because we're both busy guys, yeah?
And
Busy
also-
guys.
I'm going giraffe riding with Rob Beckett. So there you go.
I look forward to that. Well, I'm going to KFC with Leona. It's all going to be fine. So look, thank you so much for listening this week, and if the good Lord spares us and the creeks don't rise, we'll be back again this time next week. Now get out.
Hear the Frank Skinner Show as it happens, Saturday morning from 8 until 11 on 105.8 FM in London and the South East.